With it being the annual Night of Horror, I was after something just a little different to wet my beak. And when I say different, how about a killer website called fear.com? I'm going into this movie with as little as there is a killer website out there, and if you go on it, you will die 2 days later. Now I hear you saying, Gub, isn't that just The Ring? And well, yeah, kind of, sort of. Almost entirely. I genuinely did not know how similar this was going to be, but just imagine The Ring brought into modern day. I mean, I say modern loosely, it's 2002 here. The iPhone wasn't even out yet, people, like just to give you some context here. Pretty sure they're on dial-up. But that aside, The Ring still stands as one of my favourite horrors, so surely any movie trying to replicate it is going to be up there too, right? Sure, kind of, possibly. We're going to find out. So without any further ado, you guys know the score. Grab yourselves a drink, kick your feet up. If you haven't yet, just go on and hit subscribe. That'll be amazing. And a huge thank you to the channel members. Yous are here. Yous are awesome. I really thank yous for what yous do. And let's just find out if fear.com does a better job remaking The Ring than the American Ring did. I am not going to answer that one for yous. It's totally up to you guys what you think. We are opening up on some perfect weather conditions for a spook. It is a stormy night and our man here is on his way to the subway. Clearly something has this man spooked and he just pulls a 광ᴑ on us.
My glasses! I can't see without them!
I know that fucking lightning cracks from somewhere, right? Wait, 2 secs. It's this.
Nasty regions where nobody goes.
It is that. It's from the trapdoor intro.
Goes, stands an ancient castle.
If you guys didn't grow up watching Trapdoor, just go and watch it now. It is a classic. It is just the most abandoned yet still open subway I have ever seen in a movie. I mean, I say abandoned. He does spy this young girl playing with what looks like a fucking bowling ball. I mean, first the lightning striking, now her. She is just terrible at keeping a hold of this slippery bowling ball of hers, but thankfully, there's no trains due for a while. No! Never mind, I spoke too soon. Regardless of his current scares, he jumps right into action to save the young girl. Whew, that athleticism, my guy. He is taking no chances and just presses those specs right into his face. Fuck, man. Like, get contacts. Do you know what I mean? Or at the very least, get one of those, like, chains that go around the back of your head. Get something. The young girl seems to have gone as our man is now outrunning a train. I mean, just move to the side, mate. Like, why is this a thing in movies all the time? He finally dips into the side for like half a Mississippi before trying his luck. Like, he didn't have to jump in front of it. He could have set up a new life on the side of the track. Like, he had so much space. He is fading fast, and the ghost here, well, she just keeps on taunting him with her like loose signal. We just head on over to our new gal of the movie and her pal Garfield.
Thanks for the present, Benny.
We literally just see her get out the bed and move on. What is the point of this intro? Save this intro for when she's going to be in the movie properly. Like, give an impact of an intro, not a she's a cat lady intro, because we didn't need it. With that intro slash not intro out the way, we jump on over to our main man Mike, who is investigating the old 광ᴑ man.
Hey Mike, watch your step.
Yeah.
They didn't even shut the tracks off. Like, what the fuck? Guess this really is a live crime scene.
These tracks are still live, I take it? Over here.
I do just hope Mike has got himself a TikTok account and spends half his time watching Subway Surfers, otherwise he ain't getting to work.
What the fuck is going on with his eyes?
I don't know yet. We'll have to wait for the autopsy.
What did this guy see to leave an expression like that?
Could be a few things, Mike. Not gonna lie. This lady cop here is just letting us know that they have nothing to go on, because of course they don't.
Must have been into computers, this guy, huh?
His name's Polidori.
You don't say, Mike. Like, I can see why you're in this job. We now just jump on over to a very mysterious man. What does this man's keyboard and an empty envelope have in common? Well, there are no letters. I'm judging myself for that one too, don't worry. He's just on to the weirdest show. Like, I genuinely can't tell if he's playing an online game or it's just weird graphics in a show, right? Like, it looks odd.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game.
It's just more weird images for quite a while, and holy fuck, I have never seen a rise like that before. Like, come on people, let's make it happen.
Now all we need is the leading lady.
So is he like putting on a play or like staging a scene? I don't know. I'm sure we're going to find out, but it's not just mysterious at this point, it's just confusing. Mike is on the case still, and it really is a toughie.
This doctor guy keeps sending you love letters. I mean, come on. Everybody's got a case or two they can't crack. Just don't let it fuck with their head.
Our gamer slash video watcher guy, the guy from earlier, he's the killer, right? He has to be. It makes sense if he's the killer. We just get rudely interrupted by a young punk, and you can tell he's a young punk because it is the early 2000s, and he has that hair. That's all you need to know.
And get someone to translate whatever language he's speaking.
Mike, come on. Come on, Mike. Like, even I can tell it's German, and I don't speak German. No shade to the German language, but I think we can agree it is not a subtle language.
Hey, check him for a passport, an ID, something in fucking English.
The cops right now are thinking there's a weird bug going around, because anyone that's died has had like some weird messed up eyes. It's a fair assumption so far. Like, it makes sense that it's that and not killer website at this point.
Maybe they can send someone to meet me at Sid Vicious' apartment.
With an address from the young German punk, we set off to his apartment, and thankfully he's, relocated. He doesn't, it's a short trip. He lives local, that's what I'm trying to say.
You know any German?
I can sing She Loves You in German.
Great. That'll help.
It looked pretty trashed, as you would expect.
Artists.
But you would also imagine that our detective, clues in the name, he detects things, wouldn't bump into shit.
Huh? What was that noise?
Dude, it was right there. Come on to fuck. We get the classic flooding, and it is time to investigate. Well, assuming he doesn't knock over more shit. I'm not gonna lie, this was unexpected with a very early doors money shot.
Who wants a creamy, delicious milkshake?
I obviously can't show it, but please take my word for it when I tell you that the water in this tub must be feckin' cold. Because our gal here, she is peaking.
I wouldn't touch her just yet.
Jesus.
Actually, Terry Houston, Department of Health.
Hey, look, it is Terry now with her second intro.
She's displaying possible signs of a hemorrhagic virus. Something like Ebola.
Okay, so we are still firmly on this virus thing. Now, Terry, don't want to do your job for you, but are you sure it's not a computer virus? Sykes here, though, is just loving the tatas.
Sykes, hello. Sykes, what are you doing? Call the coroner.
Yeah, right.
I'm not saying I blame the guy. I am judging him, though. Like, he has some low standards right now. We find a camera tucked away, and that is all.
Do you have a plastic bag?
That's evidence.
Yeah.
You know how it goes in these movies. Cops roll on up, find one single piece of evidence, and that's it. They move on. But there's no need to hunt for more. Back on over to our German, and he's not looking good.
Oh no, he died! That's German. It means murderer.
I got that. What's with the 48?
Don't know.
Oh, so now you know German. I doubt that. You're just showing off in front of your new pal, Terry.
Barlow, what happened here?
I don't know. Some of the guys said he was talking to himself.
That's it?
That's it.
That's evidence.
Now, if it is Ebola, I was wondering why all the cops were still allowed to be around the body. Like, I don't know much about viruses, but you'd think there'd be precautions. But Mike actually beat me to it.
Should we be in one of those suits they're wearing?
We're probably already infected.
Oh, great. So we could all just be dying here, huh?
The fuck was that, Teddy? Answer the man. Thankfully, the results are back and it is not Ebola, but they do still have old Twin Peaks' camcorder.
It's not a virus.
So, we're back at square one.
We've got the camcorder.
We just move into our first of many get to know each other moments of the movie.
I hate germs and diseases.
What about bugs?
Turns out Terry, yeah, she's not the best at small talk.
Dust mites. They're in your carpets, in your bed. They look like little lobsters. You know, in fact, they're distant relatives.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
I just don't get out much.
We guessed. We all guessed that. Our creep has his eyes set on this lovely leading lady, and we still don't get to see him in full.
I'm doing a little film at the Wilton Theatre, and while I was filming you because you happen to be the perfect leading lady.
I love that decision. It's creepy, it just adds it for me. I like that we're not seeing him. He just sets up an audition for her for later on at the theatre.
Why don't you come by the theatre tonight? I'll put you in front of the camera, see what happens.
And I can't help but feel this whole thing might be a little staged. We are now on to reviewing the evidence of the camcorder, and it shows our German boy in his happy days.
You have to punch this button here, okay? And then you can record us.
It's hard to believe that's the same guy.
What?
Oh well, not for long. Hey, it's the Alive Peaks people. He then just gets his nipples out on the computer and they are watching something freaky. We don't get to see what he's watching, but you can only imagine. Our German here, once happy, now just starts kicking off hard.
You guys losing.
Well done, detective, you're really earning your stripes. It is still all messed up though, because the gal here, she just now gets into what will be her watery tomb, and that is where it ends. Back on over to our leading lady, which we still don't really know if she was an actress. Like, she got chosen and all, but we don't know her credentials. But regardless, she is just all about that fame.
Hello?
It is very dark and very quiet for a while, but that is all about to end soon. She is struggling, she manages to hit that fire alarm, but sadly it is all for nothing. Our virus hunter Terry just heads on into the office to catch up with her boss.
I don't even think it's a virus.
What then?
I don't know.
Oh no, he's got the old nose runs too, it seems.
Where'd your computer go?
Broke.
Playing on the internet too much, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
First the computer suddenly breaking and then the bleeding. This guy really does have all the signs right under his nose.
I'm gonna go finish my report.
We are following him now in a change of pace, and well, what does he spy, do you think? It is that fucking bowler all over again. He really just struggles to decide whether he wants a smoke or not until we're back in the car. Our man's ashtray was already smoking though, and he is just not getting out. If that wasn't bad enough, the car is now revving up and away we go. We go from that high-octane death scene straight on over to Twin Peaks autopsy.
Cause of death appears to be a massive stroke brought on by a very powerful surge of adrenaline.
These gals better order in some coffees, because we've got some more bodies coming on in.
Brinkman. We have another one.
I don't know about you, but it does really annoy me how few people say goodbye on the phone in movies. Like, it's so rude. Like, if this was IRL, you would be livid.
Brinkman. We have another one.
Don't you ever hang up on me!
In comes our crash man, and this shot is a bit weird.
Oh my god. It's Eddie Turnbull.
Terry knows him, so obviously she is stunned. But then she's in changed clothes all of a sudden? Like, I don't get it. It just feels like there's a scene missing. No time to question that though, as we are heading straight on to the wife.
Got kinda sick. Started seeing things.
What kind of things?
Crazy things. Said someone was watching him. Kept talking about a little girl.
Oh, something sounds fishy here.
Kept talking about a little girl.
Please have a seat.
These chaps, though, just get their one piece of evidence that they need, and on they go.
Always on his computer.
Mrs. Turnbull, you mind if we take this with us?
Just as you'd expect, in every single movie.
That's evidence.
We hop on over to suspect number 1, and he is just still racking up subs. So this isn't total then. Like, it has to be maybe more of like a subathon. In either case, it's not well designed, but I'll give it a pass. It was 2002. It's like the online game or like stream, whatever this website is either telling him what to do, or whatever he does gets updated in the game. It's honestly not clear exactly like what's leading what here. He has his leading lady though, of course, and he seems to be doing some sort of higher purpose shit now.
Now, you and I share a great responsibility. To them. They've come to watch.
He does have a really low effort way of talking, which is just, it's creeping me out.
You're gonna kill me, aren't you?
Of course I'm gonna kill you.
I don't know what it is, but it makes that killer just so much scarier for me.
Tell us your hopes and dreams.
We are back onto the cops, and of course they are just trying to connect these dots hard.
We gotta be missing something. They all had the same pattern of bleeding, right?
They all had burnt computers.
Thankfully, as you could probably imagine, and likely have guessed by now, our man's got a friend with a particular set of skills.
I know a forensic programmer.
Denise here just takes her deep-fried hard drives, and she is up to the task to recover something from them.
The data should still be retrievable, unless the files have been corrupted.
Obviously I didn't play the whole scene here, but I'm going to give a bit of credit to the movie, because what they didn't do was have Denise hit us with just some over-the-top jargon to make her sound really important.
You're the best.
I know.
No. It's just like she got the hard drives. It's like, yeah, I could probably do something with these. Like, just leave it with me. Back on over to her gal Terry, who is just watching the footage on what is her 2-inch baby cam monitor. Even in 2002, this is bad. Nothing new comes up. However, she gets an epiphany.
48 hours. 48.
Oh, so it is 48 hours after they watch it that they die. I mean, at least Samara gave you a full week to sort your affairs out. It wasn't great, it was fairer. Our hacker girl gets into the name of the game, fear.com, and it seems to just take over all of a sudden.
Do you like to watch?
You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem.
Immediately, things start getting fucky for her though. Like a moth to a flame, she is just called back on over to the website.
I am waiting for you, Denise. Do you want to hurt me? You're lying.
She is just clicking on through the site, and we get some of that iconic and trademark, but legally different, obviously, ring footage moment playing. And as for our killer, well, he is just back to his old ways.
You can end this lesson whenever you wish. Simply ask me to kill you.
He at least has the decency to cover the goods though. I mean, I don't imagine it is any more secure though. We jump away again, and I swear they are just teasing this killer a lot. Like, I've cut out some of them already. We just cut back for like a brief moment and away again. But we are back onto Denise, and she is getting pretty rattled. What do you think she finds, people? It is bowling time again. Oh, never mind. The gal seems to be kicking about a bug egg now all of a sudden. She outruns the bugs right on into our famous duo.
Denise.
It's you. Hi.
What's wrong?
I'm fine. I just came to give you this.
That's evidence.
I am not lying when I say to you, I spent far too long at this part of the movie trying to understand what she said.
The one thing that all the victims have in common is the fear of sight.
That doesn't make any sense.
I genuinely thought she said that they all had fear of sight.
Is the fear of sight.
And then that's why they were talking about their eyes a lot, and like they've been blinded. And it was something like that. And I was going around in my head, and I was thinking like, there's a car kill. How does that equate into all this? And then it's fear.com. They had a fear of this sight. This isn't even a gag. I just wanted to let you know that I really struggled at that moment, and that's all. Moving on. Denise obviously does not want to say what she's been experiencing for fair reasons, and she just dips with fear of sight. Fuck you, Denise.
You think you can trace who's running the site?
Sure.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Fine.
We are on to our next lead, Frank, just chilling at the bar, and let's just say, people, he enjoys his pints with a good head.
Are you Mr. Frank?
Frank here was the author on that book about the internet, so of course they come to him to try and get some answers.
I didn't realize my book was still being sold.
We found it on a dead man.
A guy named Polidori.
Polidori? Polidori's dead?
Is this a thing they would do IRL? Like, genuinely. Like, if I were to die while reading The Shining, they're not going to go ask Stephen King about it, are they? Like, it's weird that they've went to the author of a book that he just seemed to have on him at the time. This whole scene, he just talks a load of bollocks for a while, and really he's just skirting around the idea that the internet could hold some kind of energy.
Now, he came to believe that the web could actually receive energy, store it, and send it out.
It just so happens that our man Frank here was also a good friend of our Subway Surfer. Isn't that convenient?
If we need to reach you...
I'll be here. I have no reason to leave.
They leave here with pretty much nothing other than the idea that the internet has some energy about it. So that's where we are, people.
Do you remember the name of the site?
I have no idea.
Get that on your pinboard, detective. It is back to some cold, hard evidence looking into our doc.
This is the doctor, right?
Yeah. His name's Alistair Pratt. He was thrown out of medical school. 9 months he fucked with me. I never even got close to him.
Finally, though, our team come to that big realization.
Every one of these victims died 2 days to the minute after they first logged on to the fear site. Well, that's what the German kid was trying to tell us.
And as for Denise, you ask? Well, she's a little worse for wear. She is getting swarmed by cockroaches, and shout out to the effects team here, because they actually look not too bad. For a movie in 2002, I thought they would look a little bit more buggy. Okay, shit puns aside, they actually look pretty damn good, that's all I'm saying. We are going full speed ahead to our Denise.
Get units over there now.
Time is of the essence, people, and her window, it is open. Why are they worrying? I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, sure, never mind. It's not fine. Our cops here are thinking something's up though, because Denise, she didn't die 48 hours later like the rest of them.
Maybe it was easier to die than face whatever was on the website.
What do you mean?
Eddie Turnbull was terrified of car crashes.
Well, I would argue that we all are a bit. Driving a car, sure, that may be a bit of an odd fear, but I get it. But nobody is content with crashing the car. Like, that's so normal.
Did you know the German girl was terrified of drowning?
But she didn't drown.
She died in water. Maybe she died of her greatest fear.
I'm going to be honest with you guys, I am terrified. Absolutely terrified of being suffocated by Twin Peaks. So if I'm gone in 48 hours, just know I went out smiling. That's remember me like that. They skip over our first guy though, which is pretty convenient, because like, what was his fear then? Was it seeing a girl on the tracks, or being on the train tracks, or being hit by a train? Like, they don't comment on it. I know I'm thinking way too much about this, which I tend to do in these videos, but here we are. But if you die 48 hours later, like exactly, that's what we're going with here, it's exact. How are they planning their deaths so well? Like, if you crash your car, you can't know for sure you're going to die from it. You might get injured, sure, but... And you're going to die? Are you even going to take him to hospital and die there? Like, did he fucking Doc Brown this shit? I was thinking the ghost was the one that was killing them, but instead... the ghost is kind of coaxing them into deleting their own save file in the ways that they fear. I mean, it's interesting, but I have questions, which I tend to. I can't help but poke holes in movies like this. I can't help myself. Back on over to our gal Terry though, and she is just making sure that our man Rick is not going to go on the website.
Can you promise me one thing? That you won't visit that site?
Which I do get, But on the other hand, they are detectives. Like, this is the biggest piece of evidence they have, and they can't go on it. At least with the ring, a lot of them were just average people, so it was fine, you could understand that maybe curiosity get the better of them. But these people are the ones trying to solve the case. How are they going to get around it? Without a website to use though, they are just back to Denise's place to look for clues. I guess he'll need to see the nephew after he's finished. It's so shit. Denise, the nephew. Don't worry, I'm judging myself so you don't have to. Oh, please don't do it, my guy. Also, sick font, by the way. I thought it was specific to the website, but he isn't even on the website yet. That is just her font. Our boy's curiosity unfortunately takes over and he dives on in. It is the same intro, but now he's playing like 20 questions with the website.
Do you want to see more?
Our man, though, knowing the risks, decides to dive on into the game.
Do you want to hurt me, Mike? I know who you are, and I know what you really want.
How do I play?
Find me.
I love the edit here. Like, you just know the editors were 100% sitting there like, now as you would expect, our bowling ball strikes again, but instead of knocking him down, he just sees some weird shit for a while. It is a lot of slow nothings here, but it turns out eventually he is not alone in the lift.
Sorry, did I scare you?
She leaves for a moment and comes back to only deliver us a jump scare stripped straight out of Alan Wake. We are back on to our main virus gal Terry, and she is now hunting down our pro gamer Mike. He gives her like nothing in this scene, by the way.
Who'd you think? Dead girl.
What dead girl?
Jeannie Richardson.
I don't understand.
She's out there, alive in the wires. Her will is strong enough. She can live in the objects around her.
With very little help from Mike, Terry's literal next step is to go for a round of 20 questions herself. I wish I was joking.
Hello, Terry. Are you ready to play?
She gets the spooky ring video treatment as well. You know in the ring how you've seen the well in amongst all the spookiness and the bodies down the well? I'm guessing the body is going to be behind this door. Like, it has to be. Terry gets on to investigating the doctor now.
I need to take a look at the doctor files.
Look, let's go in here.
And Mike's partner, well, he's a bit of a shit.
Yeah, Jeannie. I checked out all her addresses. Shitholes. Artist model my ass. You, though, you're a different story.
Will you shut the fuck up?
Suppose you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, my guy, but you shouldn't have tried. She, of course, starts bleeding and tripping out hard.
Oh my god.
Oh, never mind, the blood's gone, it seems. Back on to Doc, who is racking up more of a subathon, and time is ticking down.
Your death will give meaning to all the sad little lives out there.
Terry now just heads on over to the missing / ghost / dead girl's mum's house. You following me? I hope so. Who also turns out to be one of the Beatles.
Mrs. Richardson, do you have a moment to talk about your daughter?
They get to talking, and we start piecing together all this weird shit. We're in the final stretch now, folks.
This is my Jean Marie on the day of her first communion. Jean Marie was a hemophiliac. Without her medication, she could bleed to death from just a scratch. Left her scared to death of anything sharp. Scissors or knives.
Terry is showing the photos to try and get a bit of information.
It's the old Poltzig steel mill about 2 miles down the road. Jeannie used to play there as a child.
Thank God she printed them as well and didn't have John Lennon log into the fucking website.
They're jumping around naked all over the place, right?
It is time we move on investigating straight to the well, people. Sorry, steel mill. This isn't the ring. We're going to the well. We're going to the steel mill, but it's the well. Now, what I didn't expect to find here is the pigeon lady from Home Alone. Terry is just asking a lot of questions whilst getting zero answers.
What are you watching? You seem like you were expecting me.
Have you noticed how many successful restaurants are theme-based these days? Can you remember the tallest man you've ever seen?
That is until eventually our old dear can answer one of them.
Where is she?
Oh, fuck off, is it also water? This movie's not The Ring. It's not The Ring, it's not The Ring. It's fear.com. It's The Ring, isn't it? This whole bit was giving me some Emma Otacon PTSD.
I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
She just brings up old John Lennon Jr. here, and we head straight on over to psychiatry for Mike.
Mike Riley, where is he?
Excuse me? Can I help you?
Just tell me where he is!
Please, calm down, or I'll have to ask you to leave.
Calm the fuck down. Like, it is possible she didn't hear you. That was so unnecessary.
I will come down on this hospital like the hammer of Thor. The thunder of my vengeance will echo through these corridors like the gust of 1,000 winds.
You know what? I don't have time for that.
Terry is now also getting what seems to be a phone call from the website.
Hello, Terry. Are you ready to play?
Where are you?
Time is running out.
That's a new thing. I don't understand that. Like, they've not established the website phoning anybody yet. Obviously, it is Big Spook's time for her now, which, you know, that means a lot of shaky cam, but uh-oh. Mike is gone now, I'm sure we'll see him soon. And Terry here, she is going deeper into definitely not Silent Hill.
Don't you want to play?
There is just a lot going on right now, with some visions for good measure. Turns out, after all this, she was still in the elevator.
Oh my god. What time is it?
It's time to play the game.
So after all this, of course, she just calls it a day and heads on home. But Mike, he's broken in.
You shouldn't leave your front door open.
Oh my god.
It invites illegal entry.
But it's fine, we like Mike. Mike's actually been pretty cool in this movie.
What did you do? Why?
And now we've regrouped, it is time for the morgue.
To the morgue.
They are working on the body now, and it's not the young girl.
I thought once we found the body, that would be an end to it.
I honestly had to go and do some Googling, because this was confusing me, and the movie didn't explain it. The young girl that we keep seeing, and John Lennon's daughter is also the older woman that we've seen in the elevator. What made it confusing for me was that the mum was like, oh, she used to always love the steel mill and go play there. But she was killed as an adult, but then her body was still in the steel mill. So it was a weird thing to add in there.
What's that?
She must have swallowed it before he killed her.
The guilty must be punished.
We get an address for the doctor though from our lovely Lippy, and off we go.
She wants revenge.
Bingo.
It is like a makeshift doctor's dream here. There's just plenty of supplies and more weird shit. After what is a lot of rummaging, we finally get a clue. it is time to get this son of a bitch. And to do that, we are going to need some backup.
Alright. Where is it?
It is the moment we have all been waiting for. It is confrontation time, baby.
You asked for death, so I am no longer your murderer.
Doc here is just spitting some Joker lines at us way before The Dark Knight.
Guns are so impersonal and artless. If you want to hurt someone intimately, you have to get up close and personal.
What can you say? Man's an OG. We can only hope the backup is here soon for this final boss fight.
The cavalry's right there.
Oh my god!
Well, that does that, I suppose. Next stop is to shoot Doc with one of those delayed bullets. It is not over yet, people, as the Doc is still not done. Fuck, Mike, you were supposed to live. Our victim undoes herself now to let the peaks breathe, of course, and our Doc is still not done.
Hold on! Look at me! No!
Mike crawls on over to the keyboard, and it is time to use the website yet again.
Alistair!
Oh, so it's actually called fear.com.com. Fucking hell, movie. Like, I understand that you probably had to name your movie fear.com because you can't put a dot in the name. I get that. I'm with you. Make the film's website just be called fear.com, for fuck's sake. He boots it on up, and Doc, well, he is now tripping some big ol' balls. He just gets haunted hard by all his victims, and this goes on for a while. Like, I'm not against it, like, give him all the torture he deserves. But movie-wise, we're here for a bit. Until eventually, like you probably guessed would happen, he gets Thanos snapped into a bunch of bugs. That's the route I would have went as well. Yeah. What? Terry is running to Mike in his final moments, and yeah, it's really not looking good for him. With one final shot, Terry just lays in bed, having lost her partner, lost her love interest, stroking her puss. I can't even finish that joke. Roll the credits. Now there's a few things we may need to clear up here in this movie. So our girl was tortured for 2 days straight, and that is why, if you go on the website, you die 2 days later. See? That connects. But did the Doc really never watch his own website? Like, not even just to check it was running correctly? When you stream, you still make sure your stream's running smoothly. He trusts the system a lot. It also is not clear whatsoever if Doc knows about all the ghost killings as well. Because think about it, the Doc is just I'd say just torturing people. Not good, but he's just torturing people and streaming it online. And it is only the viewers that watch it and then they get killed 2 days later. I mean, he's just sat there racking up a shit ton of assists. But they don't explain if he knows what's also happening outside. So he might have only killed like 12 people or so, but he is definitely boosting his KD, that's all I'm saying. See, for this movie being low rated, it actually wasn't that bad. Like, I've seen a lot worse. Granted, it is clearly just a copy of The Ring, like, you can copy me, but just make sure they don't know you copied me sort of deal, and they were like, yeah, say less fam, and it's made The Ring. But Wiki even says that the movie didn't make half its own budget back, which is rough. But it 100% just followed all the same beats of The Ring. We've got a person who was killed, left in water, and anyone that watches the media in which they were killed is died a set amount of days later by them as a ghost. Sure, we don't have her coming out a TV screen, but she's there as a ghost making people die in their fears. It's The Ring. It's The Ring. What can we call it? The Circle? No, that's a movie already. I'm not doing it. I keep hearing The Circle coming up. I can't do The Circle because it's just talking. It's just talking for 90 minutes. Why Jenny, the first victim though, is showing us both a girl and an adult, I honestly don't know, and it's not explained. The only reason I can think of is that young girls are creepy, just inherently in movies. I mean in horrors, by the way, so parents don't get mad. But like in a movie, a young girl ghost is creepy, whereas they also wanted some sort of seductress, so they made the same person 2 different ages. That is the only reason I can think of. And just very lastly, just a thought I had there, the first guy that died, within 48 hours, already had the idea that the internet had energy and the internet was behind it. Like, I've seen some fucked up things online. I think most of us have at this point. But that is a reach, right? Like, I would not have thought of that. I would have watched it, died, and never known why. But with all that there, that was Fear.com. See how The Ring got its American remake? Do you prefer Fear.com or the American Ring? And I know some of you out there are going to be like, they're obviously the American Ring, it's better made. I get that. But what I mean is, a remake that's changed just for the region, or one that takes the formula and gives us something new when it moves to the region. I kind of feel like I would have preferred if this movie got the budget of The Ring. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's not going to happen, but I like when a remake at least tries to make it new. Like, brought it into the technological age. Kind of. Are there any movies you would like to see covered on the channel? Always do let me know down below. If you've made it this far and you haven't hit subscribe yet, just go ahead and hit it. I cover horrors of varying quality, I think we can agree, and we just have some fun making our way through them. And I've even got a Discord, link is down below for that. I'm trying to be a little bit more active in there, even teasing the next video to come, because I know some of you like to watch the movie before you watch the video, which is more than fair. And with all that being said, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you on the next one.